This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
A lot to unpack here. We're going to start at the beginning. Before we do, though, I want to talk about some news and notes surrounding the company at the time. Claudio Castignoli, this is according to the Torch, was fired by WWE before he even started. He spoke out on his MySpace page about his U.S. residency status. Castignoli said he has a permanent residency card and a social security number, which allows him to work legally in the States. The main point of contention that led to his firing was reportedly due to the status of his worker visa. He said, quote, "There was and is nothing wrong with my visa or residential status." And he criticized reports that said otherwise. Of course, these days we know Claudio as Cesaro. Cesaro was a guy who had certainly built quite the reputation for himself in 04, 5, and 6 across the independents here in America and abroad. But what do you remember about these initial sort of circumstances surrounding him playing hokey pokey, I guess, with the company? He's in, he's out.
Yeah, I never ever heard anything about it. So, I remember him back in the day, and it was Claudio and Seth that were doing stuff, I guess, at Raw. And other than that, and other than I know there was interest at one point in Claudio, I don't remember this at all.
Did you see his stuff in or were you just hearing about it?
No, I saw their stuff, back then. And I think Daniel Bryan was there. Nigel McGuinness and those guys. And yeah, they were all hardworking, and Claudio had something about him he was a big bastard, and Claudio stood out because he was so big. But yeah, I definitely saw their work back then, but I don't remember him getting hired and fired. I've been hired and fired before a couple times.
I know this sounds silly, but back in this era, who would have been working with talent to figure out their, resident status here? So if you're an independent talent coming from across the pond and you want to work here, obviously you've got to have certain citizenship paperwork in order. Who would have been helping the company with stuff like that?
Well, I would assume that would fall under talent relations. And I think John was in charge of talent relations at the time.
There we go. Speaking of John.
I could. Well, I saw him in the U.S.
He's got to be here legally, right? How would he have gotten here? I didn't bring him in.
He looks American.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.